want to make up for lost time. Who is that? Is she kissing you?
Ew, I'm gonna vomit.
5 new women are joining Matt James' season of The Bachelor, and we finally have details on who they are and what to expect. Hey guys, welcome to another shared news from home. We cannot wait to talk about these brand new contestants, but before we get into it, if you're new here, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. As always, I'm your host, Fiona Zaring, and I'm joined by the wonderful Avery and Avery Groom. So you guys, obviously, this is a huge development on the show. It's already been an intense season, to say the least, and we know that this is going to cause some major drama. So I just want to get a temperature check. Are we excited? Are we nervous? How are we feeling, Avery?
I'm excited. I'm a little nervous for the new girls because we know this group of girls is pretty feisty and they're going to give it to them straight. And I know they will not be happy about this. But of course, I'm here for the drama, looking forward to Matt's reactions, the girls' reactions, and getting to know these new girls.
I hate to say it, but yes, I'm definitely excited for the drama. And unfortunately, I still feel bad for that one, the first set of women, that came. I feel like they're kind of like backtracking and now they have to fight for Matt's time and attention even more now that 5 new girls are coming to the mansion and to the show. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see, bigger personalities kind of, butt ahead with other bigger personalities. So we'll definitely see what happens.
Yes, it is going to be crazy to say the least. ABC has released a new teaser that sort of features these new girls even more. So let's dive in and take a look at some of these clips. Let's meet a few of the girls in this first one.
Hey, Bachelor Nation. Hola, Bachelor Nation. What's up, Matt? Oh my gosh! You look so fine!
So, I mean, obviously, these women are incredibly gorgeous. I would expect nothing less. How do you guys think Matt is going to react to this? If I were him, I would be freaking out. What are your thoughts, Hiba?
I mean, 5 new women means he has to kind of explore 5 new relationships, from the start, from scratch. So I feel like he's definitely going to be overwhelmed, but hopefully, it's just more opportunity to find a better fit for him in the end when it comes down to a proposal or a fiance, etc. So I feel like the more chances he has, the more variety he has to pick from, the better, ideally. But I feel like emotionally, it's just going to mess with him even more, especially, with the front runners that we've seen thus far. So I feel like, I don't know, whatever happens, it's just going to be good TV and it's going to be fun for us to watch. But I hope he handles the pressure well, and I hope it doesn't get too much into his head.
Yeah, I think he's excited but freaking out on the inside just because he has more weight on his shoulders, especially from the other girls. It's just going to add more fire to the flames, but he always handles things so calmly and he seems very chill. But I know he's freaking out on the inside, but at the end of the day, it's just more options for him, which is always a plus. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think it'll be really crazy if at the end of all of this, whoever he ends up with, or, whoever makes it through to the end, are some of these final girls, because it'll be so worth it. Any drama, anxiety, extra pressure, if the one is in this group, it'll be so worth it in the end. Let's check out this next clip as well.
Lost time. Who is that? Is she kissing you?
Ew, I'm gonna vomit.
So coming in hot with a bold move here, and honestly, we are hearing some of the old girls, we're not sure who it is, already not loving it in that clip. They are a tough group of ladies. I would be scared to walk in there. Avery, how do you think these girls are feeling heading into this house?
Yes, I would be scared as well. I mean, these girls that are coming in, the new girls look very confident. So are the ones already in the house. Like you said, it is a very tough group of girls. So just with this kiss right here and having some of them watching this, meanwhile, the girls who've been here, a lot of them haven't kissed him. That's already so much drama right here. But I'm nervous for both ends in this situation.
I feel like these new girls walking in, they know that they have to make an impression because, again, the girls already in the house have like weeks on top of them, building a foundation in a relationship with Matt. So they definitely, like I've said, have to pull out all the stops, make those bold moves to stand out and to get Matt's attention. And it's going to be really interesting, again, to see these big personalities like we're seeing in these clips, butting heads with the girls already established in the house. So I feel like it's going to be very messy. And I also noticed in the previous clip that there is a woman wearing a tiara. So I don't know if this is like a pageant queen or maybe another queen for Victoria to, maybe butt heads with. We'll see. But let's see if it'll be a battle of the tiaras moment.
Yes, I know we've talked about in previous videos, like Victoria has definitely sort of solidified herself as, the villain, whatever word you want to use, of the season. And it'll be pretty nuts if somebody in this group is like her match, someone else who can challenge her or take over that role. So very curious to see how all of that plays out. I think in this next clip, we get a little hint at what these ladies are looking for.
In a romantic partner, I am looking for someone self-driven, fun to dance with.
Someone who will live in the moment with me.
My best friend.
So obviously all very sweet answers. They all look so adorable. I am really excited to hopefully get to know them because we're juggling so many girls. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like there are so many people that we haven't gotten to know yet. I just keep picturing these next few rose ceremonies and they're going to be very intense. What are your thoughts, Avery?
I'm worried for the girls, like you said, we haven't gotten to know yet. And I'm afraid these girls might come in and just steal all that spotlight. And we can end up getting to know these girls more than the ones who've already been there, which is very unfortunate. But it's part of the game of the show. Or it could be total opposite and these girls don't go far at all. I'm pretty sure they do, but we will have to see. I don't know. It's going to be crazy for sure.
It's definitely going to be interesting. And yeah, I definitely agree that it's kind of taking the spotlight, the time of all the other girls that really haven't had enough screen time or camera time with Matt. And again, I just feel like they have such big personalities that might end up happening. And of course, that's unfortunate. But also seeing Brittany's face, I'm starting to recognize her in the promo shots because she seems like the one that kissed Matt and is making, the bigger, bold moves. So I feel like I'm going to predict and say that Brittany might be someone to watch out for, especially being, ahead of the competition and maybe butting heads with Victoria. That's what I'm going to predict. But again, I mean, who knows what's going to go down? Who knows what the Bachelor producers have plotted for these 5 new women as well? What storylines, which way they're going to go. So yeah, it's going to be definitely filled with drama. And I'm just excited for what Twitter's going to say.
Yes, obviously we are so excited to see all of Bachelor Nation out there react to this crazy development. ABC has officially released the bios for all of these new women. So I feel like let's dive into these. We're going to look for some clues. We're going to try to get a read on some of them. Starting with Hiba, I think that's an amazing prediction. So I want to just dive right in with Brittany. Her bio reveals she is a 23-year-old model from Chicago, so another very young girl and another model. Her bio describes her as being a sexy and sassy monogamist who's ready to break out of her Chicago bubble and move to New York City. She can't be with a man who won't let her live her life. So that last line to me kind of cues. I'd say that goes in line with what you've been saying, Hiba. Looks like we've got a big personality, very independent. And I do think that the fact that she's ready to move to New York City is probably going to be a good sign. But what are you guys thinking? What's your read on Brittany Avery?
The bio screams big personality, sexy, sassy, monogamous, and just entering with a kiss, no hesitation. She's really living up to the bio. And I think she's going to be someone who definitely stirs the pot because she is such a big personality going into a group with so many other huge personalities. So I'm just really eager to see how they blend with each other and the contrast and who it will be with. But I'm going to also predict that she is going to be the main personality in this new group of 4 girls coming.
Oh, I definitely agree with all of that. And I just want to know what her interaction with Victoria is going to be like, because of course Victoria is kind of like the top dog right now. And I feel like, again, these 5 girls, especially with this Brittany now, they're totally just going to tear that all up. They're going to make their own kind of playing field and kind of make the rules for themselves. So I feel like that's going to be really good TV to expect. And I also think, like, again, the bio definitely screams like she knows what she wants, especially at 23. I'm 23. I don't even know what I want yet. And like, it's so crazy that some of these girls are ready to invest all that time and, are down to move to the East Coast and to get married and etc. But I mean, all the power to her. We'll definitely see how her storyline plays out. I mean, how she's edited, and especially with all the promos going on with the kiss, and then loosely quoting her that she said that she's, quote, like the best for last, or saving her for best for last or something like that. That was mentioned in the promo. So she's definitely gonna stir the pot, and we'll see how all the other ladies will handle it.
Yes, we certainly will. And Hibby, you also mentioned seeing someone who maybe had a crown on her head in one of these clips, and it potentially could be this next contestant here. We're talking about Catalina. She is 29, former Miss Puerto Rico. We know Bachelor casting department loves pageant girls lately. She was born in South America, raised on a small Caribbean island before eventually moving to New York City. So already sharing the city with Matt. She wants a tall guy to go on adventures with, but if he doesn't want to have kids, that's a deal breaker. So tall guy, likes adventures. Not sure if we know where Matt stands on kids, but I'm pretty sure he's into them. She also sounds like one to watch. What are your thoughts, Hiba?
Yeah, she definitely seems like she knows what she wants. And I also love when contestants kind of come from like humble beginnings, not in like the spotlight, not typically from a big city to start with, or someone that's not really in the entertainment industry. Because I feel like that's typically where the genuine relationships start and form. And I don't want to stereotype or anything like that, but I feel like those are always the ones that are a little bit more humble and not trying to get that fame that we've kind of seen in the past. So I have a good feeling about her. I feel like she might be someone to watch out for. Maybe, I don't know if it's in the drama department or in the storyline department of, establishing a relationship with Matt. So we'll have to see about that. But I have good intentions. I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, I agree with you. She also seems like she knows what she wants. And I feel like she's at more of an appropriate age to really commit to love and want an engagement at the end of this. And she's closer to Matt's age as well. I'm always just confused with like the early 20 contestants because like you said, Hiba, we're 23 and we don't know what we're doing, let alone going on a reality show and just like, yeah, I'm ready to get engaged to this random guy. Like I could never. But no, this seems like a great girl. I have a feeling the producers picked a legit pageant queen on purpose just to kind of get under Victoria's skin. Like they know what they're doing with bringing this girl into. I'm sure she's completely suitable for Matt as well, but I'm interested to see what her dynamic with Victoria will be as well.
Especially if she walks in there night one with a crown on her head. That will be instant tension.
Cannot wait.
Sure.
Cannot wait.
Very excited for that. Let's move on to this next lady. We've got Kim. She's 28 years old. She's an ICU nurse from Los Angeles who spent 2020 on the front lines of the pandemic. So she is literally a healthcare hero. It goes on to describe her as a total thrill seeker who wears the pants in her relationships. So I have to say, I am already so excited to meet Kim. I'm sure she's been through like unspeakable stress and anxiety this year. And if she could like cap all of that off with meeting her husband, that would just be such a lovely story. Hiba, what are your thoughts on Miss Kim?
This is amazing. And I don't know from my knowledge if they've ever had someone from a nursing background, especially, during a pandemic, something that is so serious. And I mean, I give ABC props because they're kind of like covering all their bases of like where all these girls' backgrounds are from and kind of diversifying that. So that's definitely going to be something interesting to explore and see how she explores, her passions and her lifestyle with Matt, because I feel like Matt is more of like the business side, whereas she's more of the healthcare. So that'll be an interesting kind of relationship to see kind of flourish and unfold.
Yeah, she seems awesome, very established. I'm interested to hear how like her transition worked from being a nurse during this pandemic and then coming onto the show, how she was able to leave that job and navigate all that. And now she's doing something like this, which is just two different sides of the board, which is crazy. So I'm really excited to meet this girl.
Same. I feel like she's going to have a really interesting story. And I feel like Matt is always talking about like how impressed he is with people who are like empathetic and who like are very like emotionally intelligent. So I have a feeling they could have some really powerful conversations. Another person I'm really excited to meet is Michelle. She's 27. She's an elementary school teacher from Minnesota. She's a former Division I basketball player, and she's ready to start a family with someone who considers her his equal. Her favorite restaurants are local food trucks, which I don't know what that has to do with her relationships, but ABC loves to throw us some fun facts, and I'm here for it. I just immediately am so intrigued by her. I feel like anyone that can handle a classroom full of elementary school kids is going to be no nonsense. You know, she's
Right.
not going to be one to like stir the pot. But what are your thoughts? What's your initial reaction to her, Avery?
She definitely has to have a lot of patience being an elementary school teacher, which I think is a great quality to have. I also think she's someone to look out for because I remember seeing her face a couple times in the promos. So I feel like she does go pretty far. So I'm just interested to see what she's about. She seems like she's already done so much. And once again, someone who seems ready and knows what they want. So I just can't wait to unfold and hear about her story a little more.
She definitely seems like a well-rounded person, you know, someone that is passionate about what she does, but can still have fun and loves to go out and eat out and stuff like that. So I feel like, yeah, she'll definitely, I'm predicting, be a top contender as well. And the fact that she knows how to handle kids, she definitely has patience. So I'm sure going into this season, like she'll have no patience or tolerance whatsoever for these women. But we'll definitely see if she can tolerate that, grown women compared to children. So that might be a different ball game for her. But yeah, I think this is definitely a contestant to look out for. Again, she seems very well-rounded, knows what she wants, very confident. So I'm excited to see this relationship explore as well.
Yeah, I'm totally excited. And like, I was just even thinking, she has an athletic background. Matt has an athletic background. Obviously, she's an elementary school teacher. And we know Matt has the charity that he's founded that works with kids a lot. So just off the bat, I kind of feel like out of this whole list, there's like a couple of talking points there that they could really get into. Of course, we don't have a crystal ball, so I'm just going to flag her as one to watch. Let's move on to Ryan. She is the last new girl we have. She is a 26-year-old dancer and choreographer from Brooklyn, so another New York lady. She strives to be just like Wonder Woman. She wants a man who can pay attention to the little things and who gives back to the community. So I would say Matt checks both of those boxes for sure. I am just curious what striving to be like Wonder Woman looks like in everyday life. Is she solving crime when she's not choreographing? But she seems fun. She seems like a little quirky. I'm getting big personality vibes as well. What are your thoughts, Heba?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what that Wonder Woman comment means exactly as well, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Maybe she'll disclose that later on in the season. But no, she definitely looks like a fun girl. I love the curls. She's definitely beautiful. She would look great with Matt as well as a couple if we were to see them. But yeah, so we'll just have to see. I mean, I feel like it's so hard to judge all these women just by like a couple sentences in their bio. And maybe the promos might have showed a different side. I think she's the one I believe that shouted like, "Oh my God, you're so hot." I think that might be her. It kind of looks like her. I'm not sure. But yeah, we'll definitely have to see. And again, it's hard with the bios, but I'm sure like once the first episode airs of all the 5 women, we'll have a better idea of like who they are, what their intentions are, how they interact with all the other women. So yeah, it'll be a good episode, I think.
Yeah, once again, looks like a great girl. On paper, it already seems like she has some stuff in common with Matt. She said she likes someone who gives back to back to their community, and we know Matt has done a lot of that. Also, I just love a dancer, and I think it's so awesome when dancers can make a career out of being a dancer and choreographer, because as a dancer, you know, Fiona, like that's not everyone reaches that point. So that's just awesome.
No, I certainly didn't.
I wonder if the Wonder Woman kind of ties into the performing aspect. I don't know, but I'm very interested to see what she's about as well.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. All right, you guys. Well, obviously, we are so excited to see what happens. This entire group of ladies seems so fabulous. I think they're going to bring a lot to the table. There is one little thing, if we're putting on our detective caps, that did stand out to me, and that is that Brittany is from Chicago. And in and of itself, that's obviously not that big of a deal. But we do know that Anna and Kylie are both from Chicago, and they have been teasing since literally night one. Anna with the hot gossip, the crazy allegation that somebody in the house might be a call girl, I believe.
People have gone out of their way to find me and tell me, oh my God, watch out for this girl. Like, watch out with her, Hal. That she's entertaining men for money.
So it seems like there is potential, just seeing as they're all from Chicago, that Brittany could be the one that comes in and really shakes up the house. What are your thoughts? You know, obviously we're going into a little bit of the conspiracy theory land of it all, but I'm just curious, what is your initial take on that connection, Avery?
If I had to guess, I would make that connection, especially since we just went through all these new girls and basically concluded that Brittany would be the one bringing in probably the most drama or some baggage with her. And that definitely kind of correlates to the bio in a weird way. I don't know, the sexy, sassy, monogamous. I could see it being her. And then the Chicago is just kind of like the icing on the cake. So I just can't wait. I've been waiting for this scene because we've been hearing about it a little, but we just don't know much. So I just want to see that all play out and the girls' reactions, and especially to see how Brittany reacts to it and what she has to say about that. What about you, Hiba?
I feel like we kind of have to be our own FBI agents and just piece together these promos and like with the bios and like what these girls are saying. But I feel like this kind of potentially confirms that it could be Brittany. I mean, everything is falling into place with her being, you know, from Chicago, her being out in the entertainment industry, kind of working there and being familiar with those areas. So I feel like it potentially could be her. Our predictions, you know, saying that she'll be the one to cause the drama, be like the next villain potentially, or a front runner, getting a lot of camera time as well. So I feel like, again, it's all falling into place and it's kind of starting to make sense. So we'll definitely have to keep our eyes out, ears out for next week's episode.
Yeah, I totally agree with you guys. I mean, I think if I'm remembering correctly, I'm obviously paraphrasing, but Anna says something along the lines of like, people went out of their way to DM me about her, to reach out to me about her. And I'm just thinking like, why would random strangers reach out to a random contestant on the list of all of the contestants to confide about someone? Like, it just makes a little more sense that they have like sort of semi-mutual circles in Chicago. That could have made those connections themselves. So obviously we will not know anything for certain until the episodes air, but just something to keep our eyes out for, because we love to be surprised, but I think we also love to know what's coming. We like to crack the code. Bachelor Nation is literally just full of detectives. So you guys, we of course want to know your thoughts. Have you found any other interesting theories out there? What are your initial reactions to all of these women? Let us know down in the comments. And before you go, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell, because we will, of course, be covering all things Matt James all season long. As always, I'm your host, Fiona Zaring. I was joined by the lovely Avery Grooms and Hiba Berry. All of our social handles are on the screen right now if you want to come say hi. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.